remember I had a nice experience some years ago. It was about 2006, I think it was, when a black disc landed outside Wimbledon Station. Didn't see it land, but I was in Maplin, a shop, electronic shop, and my first student said that. But some strange little aliens ran in, not that big. They were slightly about our size, but slightly different, but not that different. I did describe before. And they stole things. But I don't really, no idea about paying for them. And they were, when I say I did take a film of it at the time, and I had a video camera, not like the one I've got now, slightly less severe one, and filmed them pretty much. They were just in front of me. I was able to get hold of their arm, and it was all touched. It was actually like snake skin with different colours, camouflage, red, yellow, and green and stuff, and red patches. It was the camouflage, obviously, and they weren't really close. And the front of them was furry. They were down here one at one, so you couldn't see anything. But their gait was similar to ours. I think they had slightly red fingers and their feet of each side webbed. And their eyes like ours. I can't remember the face very well because you can't see it because it looks almost human. It wasn't, but it was sort of, and it was a mammal definitely. And no hair, and the head ended at the eyes, but it went back further, so it's different. And but it wasn't that big, so it's special about it. And they well, anyway. But there were other people in the shop at the same time, and I remember one of them was this attractive young woman who, and I noticed she disappeared. When I went again after I'd taken the film to the local paper, it was outside the shop, and I walked past it. It was up down there, and anyway, it was standing on 4 legs, it was, and the people were paralysed in fear. That's what it was. And if you were seeing, it would be murdered, taken away and murdered. But I'd take the brains chopped out. But the people in the shop were quite the same. But well, I know she disappeared. I went back again some time later, and she'd gone. And well, she's back now, and I know she's had a baby, and so she's probably slightly different where she was. But it was a shock for her. She kept saying that 9 years later. So, but she saw them and I saw them, so and so it is. And hopefully, I know I told the manager. I spoke to him. I told him it was true. And I suppose he's managed to get the hold of it out of prison. But because of course it's delusion, it's crap-heads to say that. Because the idea that when they're all collaborators say the same thing, well, I film as well. So, and I'm an independent witness, so they must have let her out. And the other ones, as well, the others, all different from what they were. And these nutters who were there before didn't know anything about electronics at all, are not there now. So I don't know what happened. So that's interesting. So it looks like space aliens are becoming accepted by somebody in power, which is very nasty because it means everything we believe in Christianity is all rubbish. And it is a shame. It is. It's a disappointment because the promises whoever it is made it were not true, unfortunately. And it means I'm not angry with the people who believe, especially the teachers. I'm angry with them. And I think if people knew what was going on, they'd probably tear the business. That's what they're afraid of. And the Northern Empire is all based on that, that these people, you get your reward in heaven. Of course you don't. There's no heaven. But if we will work for money and so on for food, most people, other countries don't believe it. In China, people don't believe it. They work for the things they have now. But in Britain, all the things we have now all go to the pigs for people in power, and that'll have to stop. So the ordinary people have their share. They simply have to have obviously, they'll still have people in charge and so on, but we won't have this huge difference. I mean, the aristocrats don't do what they like, and have millions of pounds. I know a lot of people, they did promise, a lot of people promised us retirement, so we could retire, but they're trying to stop it because it costed them money. But, well, so it is, if people are 70 and forced to work, well, they can't. They can do what they know how to do, but that's what I say, people especially. And people deserve retirement, have enjoyed life, we can't. It's really awful. Mr. Wilson promised us retirement at 50, but he wouldn't like that. But it would, well, maybe a bankrupt the economy, but that's because the pigs take too much. And, well, that's all there is to it. And that was the problem. They feared that the space aliens came back and told what was all rubbish. That was what happened. Well, they've come back. And it's recorded on film. And well, presumably it's still here. I'm told by, well, I know, there's a base on the moon, which is mostly a German base, but there's plenty of aliens there as well. You know, the Nazis were in contact with aliens, and they modified them because they don't think they're quite as cruel as it used to be. The idea of some of the ideas they had were actually not about, not about eugenics, but correcting the genetic mistakes, which they call gene surgery, but really we call it gene therapy now. So that's the difference. But it wasn't so people don't like it. Christians don't like it because they're playing God. But well, I understand that. It shouldn't be done until people know what they're doing. But anyway, that's how it is. But whatever happens, I'm not sure what's up there, but I've been there and that's what it's like. And I don't know much about it. And some of my friends have been there. And the starship, which people have talked about, these people have talked, is true. It is there. And it's still there. But we have to keep quiet about it because these violent Christians are killing people. And that's what it is. But Christians are really evil because it's actually because they want to hang on to this belief of whatever. It's terrible to think we will die. It's terrible. Death is extinction, and most Chinese think like that. And it is terrible for them too. Now, what's going to happen if I die? And of course, we all think that when we're 12. Unless you get used to the idea and go on with your life. But so Jesus said, "Go on your life first." And the Jews think that, you know. And so it is. If your life first, death will come. Be your life comes this. And these Christians pray all day to be immortal, because they're not. They waste their lives. And they cause me to suffer a lot. And to some extent, my wasted life has been wasted because I was able to do the things I wanted to do, which is not run around the world killing people. I'm trying to build something. And I think a lot of people are doing it too, because we're all in competition. That's right. Quite normal. And because I'm pretty slow and stupid, and because I'm poisoned, and my restriction income means I can't do very much. I go slowly, and that actually helps because I've been doing this construction for about 7 years now. I was doing it when I was when I went to that, and I think the experiments I did made a signal out, a neutron signal, which I didn't know about, that they picked up. So they came here to see what it was. But I don't know how fast these neutrinos actually, I would have been spruce as well. And as far as I understand, the neutrinos jump faster than light, so they may have seen that. And I can't detect neutrinos. I don't think my detector neutrinos really just detect neutrons. I don't know how to detect neutrinos, but some people do. And that's one. So it looks like, now they did say that the officers did say that the neutrinos got there before the neutrons. And of course they go some miles of rock, but neutrons don't. So it's neutrinos. So I went to what they saw. But my device, which is neutrinos, so they're moderated. That means to the aliens, there's something happening here that's going on. I don't know how far neutrinos will go. They're not instantaneous because it means they're everywhere at once and come down a direction. So they must have a finite velocity, but it could be much faster than that. I don't know. It could be for signaling or something. And it's interesting, but that's me. And so it is. But anyway, but as I say, I can't remember what days I was. So it's a strange story I have. But it does involve contact with aliens anyway, and they did promise to look after me, not forever, but for a while. And because I really weren't interested when I get on, but that's real. So anyway, but I have something that's not a human brain in my head. It may be electrical, electric, which is the electrical, which is what I'm going for it. And that's what ETis got. Some of my friends, not maliciously, but some of my friends have had new brains put in because some doctor has removed it, either because they were dead or something wrong with them. So I think one was suicidal. That's the reason why she was dead afterwards. And other people have tumours and so. But obviously I can't do that for everybody, but it's not for me to support everybody. But that's it. And so that's what happened. And I'm obviously an old man now, dying, and I'm poisoned, so that doesn't help. Poison doesn't help, you know. It's accelerated. They poisoned me so to make me old, and it's not very nice. It's possible that they stop poisoning me. That's aging will go into reverse. I don't know, but I don't know, my hair's still white. So, but hopefully I'll start losing this his features are all aged, but I don't know. It's probably terminal, He's probably killed all my cells when I'm kill him and die. That's the idea, kill me. So, well, that's not a nice thing to do. They didn't want to live forever, well, nobody does. But, as I say, I don't think my mother lived forever either. But she didn't get old until she was 91. And then they went downhill because they poisoned her. That was the reason was. And they thought, oh, you're not getting old, so I have to poison you. They say it's abnormal to not get old. Well, that's psychotic logic, isn't it? Nobody wants to get old. And well, maybe they find out what it is, they can fix it, so we all get to stay young. There's a problem with that because there's no we've run out of space. We all have children, and my children, I do have children, and if they're immortal like me, which I'm not immortal, it's just I just stay younger and longer. That's all, that sort of thing. And well, what happened to me? It's rising the family, isn't it? I don't understand what's happened. But I'm round happy for what they did to me. Round happy. And I want their blood. Well, I don't know why. They're still coming around, still taking me. Any right to do it at all, really, nothing. I've not done anything. They say they're receiving death threats. I'm not sending any. So, and they say get it through the letter post. Apparently somebody's Russian writing them. Forgers do that sort of thing. I don't want to contain, but of course email is simple. You can discount email anyway because it's so easy to put things through email addresses and pass it to other people's machines. And they say I should see it, but you can't see it. The machine can have a demon on it, we can send it out. So anyway, there's somebody come here, and then people come here and put things on here without me knowing. I can switch the machine off, but you know, and put locks on it, but I wish they get it in, I can't get it off. Kaspersky won't detect it. You can detect abnormal signals. You'll see, Kaspersky will tell you that signals are coming and going. And I noticed an awful lot of activity on my machine recently, and I don't know what that was. Running Bitcoin, I might have been. That's after I plugged in this what is it? This chip, this Bluetooth chip. So the aliens were being transmitted through it. So now into the internet. There's probably another question as well. It's just another download. They probably see it as well. If the aliens are only 100 miles up, they can see Bluetooth. But you see, I don't know what it is, but it's quite small, but there's nothing to stop it. The signal goes to the roof quite easily, and can be seen in space. I would have thought one of the satellites could see it. So, and of course, the aliens will have satellites, of course, just to say they keep us under control. And I do that. And I'm actually controlled by a satellite, I think, for me. And the Bluetooth saves me the bottom of transmitting it, so not a good idea. Release me the energy. But it's not expensive, very expensive. Electricity coming down. But anyway, these aliens are here, and I don't know what they want. I think they have the attitude, this is a nice planet, I want it, sort of thing, really, rather than being friendly and rubbing us on. That's what to do with that. This is a nice planet, pity about the indigenous population who are still killing each other. We've been doing it for thousands of years. Nutters they are. But it's actually a form of evolution. That's actually the idea that people who throw people at each other, it's called the priesthood, actually think they're breeding a better man. And they work in cooperation with each other. And that's how bad it is. That's how the adversarial system works this planet, which is not nice. In our sister summers, that sort of attitude doesn't exist. We do have fights, but scraps, but it's not quite so bad. And in my position, before I had to give it up because of ill health, I was able to control the ship itself by this thing, and so I locked onto it. But I've now decided that my time is up and that has to go. But so somebody should take over. But you know, I may be reinstated if I recover enough. But I'd have a different job, basically. Like here, get a job. Not exactly an upgrade, but a different job. Yeah. But never mind. What's this? The people don't understand, you know. Anyway, what time is it? Is it 9 o'clock? No, that's still got. Anyway, I'm going to log off now and I'm going to go back to sleep. Hopefully not to sleep, not for a long. Hopefully I won't have to learn. I hope that these people with the loud ideas come and attack me again. They've got knives and drugs and pills and all sorts of stuff. Well, they're not doing me any good. They may be protecting themselves, but not doing me any good. I don't know what they're doing. They're mad. In saying they just chant things, they know what they're doing. So they're not responsible, but they're dangerous. And basically, I'm not. My laws say I cannot hurt sentient beings. Right? I'm a sentient being, but that doesn't protect me. But it protects them. And I'm trying to get the laws changed so that we can vary this a bit, because we're under attack and they're dangerous. Makes a difference, and that does make a difference. But so with your dangerous, especially humans, that's the point. So the law has to be changed or altered in some way, because it's like being cruel to cats. You must be cruel to cats, but we've got these slightly more advanced than cats, quite a lot more, but very dangerous. They've got nasty teeth and missiles and things nasty. And you don't depend on what you do. It's very much as I'm killing each other, so killing us will be nothing to you. So I don't know what I can do really. As I can't run, I can't go around killing people. That would do no good at all. Killing the people antagonises the others, and it's not a good idea. So I don't know what to do really. I can't stay here and out of my food. Go down and grow the garden. Well, I can't do that. But as I say, it's difficult. And they want to put me away, so I don't want to do that. I'll be happy here. I'll get up downstairs and go shopping. And I'm about 92, according to my memory. And it actually, because I didn't actually, I was born then, but I existed before then. I've actually been here. We've been here several times since we discovered you, rediscovered you, and we were here in the time of these battleships with their with these brass cannons and things, and we were wondering, we thought you were intelligence reasons because of the rigging, quite complicated, and we noticed that if you do, we do archaeology like you, and you've actually got more intelligence as a result of your evolution. As you do so, the rigging improves. So that's interesting. It's not just learning to do it; it's actually improvements in this thing. And I noticed that the people on the water ship knew only their bit of the thing, but there was a point. It's quite simple. And there was somebody who did understand most of it. So that was a point. It was actually quite interesting. The cooperative intelligence, quite interesting, and they did know. Really, the ropes was called, that's what it's called, and quite a long time to learn, but you could. And well, the midship wouldn't know them, basically, and the people who do different things, it's interesting. We do the same, we have specialists, the same thing. Although I'm doing technology, I'm not a technology specialist, and it's just quite, never mind. And they did criticise me. I was criticised for not knowing the science, but so it's a position of an administrator, but anyway, I seem to be downgraded. Anyway, quite happy with that. And well, some people never retire, but we do. And death comes till we die too, because when we're no longer needed, we don't kill us, but we die. Death is one of those unpleasant things, and and even if I lived 1 million years, it's still death at the end. No different. No different. And if people thought about survival is a rush, and it got worse and worse. And I think this growth I had in my head, which I removed, was actually present before when I was on the starship, before I came. As I say, I'm partly biological, partly android, and so it could be. And they didn't want me there because I had this thing which reduced my efficiency. So I had to leave the starship to remove it, because it would mean the starship would become under control of somebody else, which could be dangerous. That was a problem. But so I've given up. And might have to step down eventually. Maybe rehabilitation. Hopefully. Get rid of him. He's ill. Got it.